Hey, yo, what's going on, good people? It's your boy Tez. I know I've been gone for a little minute, but your boy went to E3, got to hang out with the homie. You'll see some of that content over on the Never Game Alone page, so go take a look at that. Type in the search bar at the top, Never Game Alone. While you at it, hit subscribe because we appreciate all the love and support. But your boy's getting back into Eden Zero, chapter 47. Words give strength. So when we get back into the chapter, we see a epic stare down with the Valkyrie duplicate and Homura basically stating, teacher, and the squad's down there like a replica Valkyrie. Like what is a replica? Basically, she's a fake, she's not the real thing, and she then states, it's been a while, Homura, but that's what I would have said. However, this is my first time technically meeting you. She's like, you were correcting her words, she was saying you were my original's pupil, and all her dislikes and likes she has stored in her data as well. But this infuriates Homura. She's like, this will not be forgiven in no way, and she charges in saying you're basically making a mockery of her, as Xiaomei begins to basically say fight, let's get down to it, let's go ahead and clash, let the ladies do their thing. And the Valkyrie duplicate saying, I know all about your sword style, as Homura aggressively tells her to shut up as they clash. And you see some reflects and deflects and things like that as they both begin to really get into it. But she also states, I know your weaknesses as well, as she kicks her to the ground and then gives a horizontal slice, cutting off her ears, which gives Wise kind of a disgruntled look. He's like, the ears, you know what I'm saying? Because he liked putting the bunny kimono outfit together for her. And Homura yells out, you're not my teacher. She said, did you not come here to see me in order to meet the real teacher? And then they again still collide, and as we look down, we see Homura kind of charging up ether inside of her blade, and the Valkyrie duplicate saying pivot foot, and she then flips her back on, flips her down. She's like, you haven't grown at all, as she puts her sword in her face. And which to me was like, dang, so the duplicate's really this strong? And even Wise and Rebecca like, yo, she's strong, she can't win. But our boy Shiki has the utmost confidence in her. She's like, of course she's gonna win. So Homura then launches herself back up with a kick, and she was like, you dropped your guard, you fake. But the duplicate caught her by the foot, and I mean, she slung her. She's like, you thought wrong. So she picks her up and basically sends her flying towards the wall, but then she ricochets right off the barriered wall and slices through. She's like, Homura, Rebecca seems a little kind of concerned. She's not only in her appearance, but her sword style is the same. It's like, you have the same strength as my teacher. You're saying you what you're thinking out loud again, which Homura is. She does that a lot. She likes to say what she means inside on the outside, though in this instance I don't think that's the case. Those are more embarrassing moments she blurts out rather than something that could be serious. And she was like, it's the same as fighting her teacher in real life, the sense of intimacy, her voice, her appearance. And then we get this subtle flashback from Homura's past, which is a first. We don't know much about Homura. We've never actually gotten to dive deep into her back past story, and we see a young Homura clenching onto a tiny little doll of sorts, looks like a ferret, while she's apparently getting harassed by some adults, which seem to be the case. And they're basically like, it's a human girl, so let's just give her to Ghost, or sell her to Ghost, who I'm not sure who that is. We may find out about this individual way later. And then as we look behind them in the next panel, it's some slashes and things like that, and they're dropped. And we see a battered Valkyrie asking the young Homura, is she hurt? And she doesn't say a thing at all. She just kind of looks up, and I mean, young Homura is super cute. Can't knock the fact that she's a really cute little kid. She's like, this planet has such endless fighting, and it's awful. She's like, I can't believe they would involve a little girl in this. She's like, a little girl, I'll take you to your parents, but Homura doesn't have any parents, come to find out. And that's kind of sad to see. She's very, very alone as a child. And she's like, I see. So she's basically asking her what's her name, and she's like, can you speak? And Homura kind of doesn't do anything but shake her head. And she was like, well, now I've mostly cleaned up this part of the town, but there's still some dangerous people lingering around. You better leave town soon. And as she watches Valkyrie leave, she kind of musters up the courage to tell her, my name is Homura, in a shaken state. And she was like, I'm Valkyrie. And she was like, if you got something to say, just say it. She's like, words give us strength. And that is an amazing thing. It's kind of the same concept of, sticks and stones can break your bones and words will never hurt you kind of thing, but there's power in the tongue. So you want to speak what you want into existence, or speak positive into your life, along those lines. And she's like, my teacher is strong, getting back to present day in the current fight. She's like, my teacher's strong, she's even cooler and kinder than you. I will find her. There's something I've got to say to her, and I wonder what it could be that she needs to say, thanking her, telling her that she loves her. She was like a mother, mentor, all these different things. We know we'll find it out later once we actually do get to see her. And the duplicate still kind of counting out or relaying her movements as she knows Hamura's fighting style. She's like taking a step forward, but she's like, however, you will not win this time. And Shiki even yells out, Hamura, like, she's coming towards the foot again. She's like, did you think I would fall for the pivot foot again? She's like, this stance, it's one of Valkyrie's actual sword styles. We're seeing a confirmed technique, Valkyrie one sword dragon flash. And I mean, this is a epic ass ability. Like, we don't see Hamura do much. We don't see any of her name moves, but this is the first one, and she downs the duplicate, but the duplicate goes down smiling, and you're like, what is this? She's like, well done. And Xiaomei's like, stop the match right here, that's the end. And Hamura states, if this was my real teacher, that move wouldn't have worked. And that's where we close out on chapter 47, guys. Like, chapter 47, it's a nice build up. We've been going for a minute, but we're gonna ride into chapter 48, so stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Stay around. I'll be right back. Yo, and now we continue back into chapter 48. I told you guys, yep, Tales from the Bando, part 2, chapter 48. You know what I'm saying? It gets real. This was actually entitled The Stars of Forevermore. So getting back into the chapter, we see where Hamura finished her, battle with the duplicate, and it was all victorious, and our squad's all like, it's amazing, it's all right. And then we see the battle crazed Xiaomei still drooling, stating how delicious, how so dang delicious. She really needs to get that checked out. But the duplicate gets up saying, you've gotten stronger, Hamura, but she's like, you're not my teacher. I don't need you to use any of these words. As we see this subtle light, and she flashes and looks like she's turning back into, yep, confirmed, she's turning right back into the actual Battleroid, which shocks everybody. And Xiaomei states, this is the TB7000 android made for practice. The Valkyrie replica was just for show. Each of the Demon King's 4 shining stars are very unique in their own right, so there's no way anyone could replicate them. But with her vast amount of knowledge, she tried to program as much of their personality and strength into the duplicate. So that's why Hamura, she know best that the real thing is much stronger than what she basically fought. And she then states that's such a joke that everything that happened. And Shiki's like, the real Valkyrie is even stronger than that, which goes to show that is a test to something we'll see later. Like, she could be even more godly than what I'm already picturing in my head. So she's like, now how about you tell us where the real Valkyrie is? And she said, of course, as I promised. She snaps her fingers, and then here we go again. The squad's getting dunked down into the ocean type floor, the wet floor, as they fall through again and basically meet Xiaomei back in her star, palace in between the stars and time and space. I don't really know what you want to call it, but they were like, this place, the same place we started, and our clothes are back to the way they were originally, which is kind of cool. So she can do anything in the realm of time and space. And she thanks them for the entertainment a little bit. But yo, she's sitting in this low-key godly throne. I mean, it looks like the throne of time and space, something that you would see a empress or emperor of time sitting in. She's like, I will now bestow upon you some of my knowledge. And they're all kind of like, she's changed characters again. Maybe she'll change back, but it doesn't matter which one she is. They just basically want the knowledge. So she then states to them where Valkyrie is, light and darkness come together in a faraway place. On a planet, the jewel planet, the sun jewel, the person they're looking for, which is Valkyrie, will be there. And the planet looks kind of cool. It looks like a floating diamond with star particles around it, but it looks very shiny, as if it were a star in its own sense. And then like the planet of jewels, seems like it would be shining. And Hamura's kind of confused, like, my teacher, why would she be in such a place? And we'll find out when we get there, basically, said by Shiki. So they've set their destination, they know where they need to go, but Xiaomei then stops them. She's like, just wait a minute. He's like, oh yeah, my bad, thank you for helping us out, but it wasn't just that. She needs to let them know something. It's I who should be thanking you. Thank you for all the fun you provided me from your end, and thank you for allowing me to give you this piece of knowledge, basically. And she was like, let me impart more on you, but he's like, we don't need it. But it's then she states out, it's about Mother whom you seek. And Shiki turns around like, oh, what? And she states that Mother does actually exist somewhere in the vast universe. So confirmed, Mother isn't just a ghost. She isn't just some speculated theory. She isn't just some hallucinogenic thing that popped out of someone's mouth in the cosmos. She is indeed a living creature of some kind, or a sentient godly being. The power to read time, Salome actually received from Mother, but it came with a stipulation. In order to actually receive these type of powers, she lost the ability and the knowledge of where she is. So it happened to probably be along the lines that, Salome may have been on a journey, some type of death, and in the midst of all that, she may have come across Mother and asked for this, and granted, got this wish granted, but it comes with a price. Almighty being wouldn't want anyone knowing where they are. It's just one of those things where I find those who find me, or I help those who help themselves, type of deal. I ain't gonna say no names. So she's like, so you have met Mother before? And she's like, yes. She's like, the guys are like, so were you reborn when you met Mother? She was like, reborn once again? Certainly you could call it that, but Mother is the biggest universe's sorceress, so there's like no wish that she can't grant. So it's confirmed that even more, Pino will become human. I cannot wait to see the future Pino. Like I said, guys, she will be a part of the new Demon King Shining Stars. Pino's gonna be great, whatever form she takes. I hope it's similar to the one she took in the Digitalis arc. That will be the best. But getting back into the story, she's like, there's so many people who sought her. There'll be many battles ahead in your path to reach Mother. Please be diligent and ensure that no evil reaches the steps of Mother. And Shiki turns around saying, we won't lose to anyone until we reach Mother. And Salome with her, goddess face, she's like, okay, I see you being confident and cocky. Nothing wrong with that. So we get back to Eden Zero and we're talking to Witch, and she was like, Valkyrie's on Sun Jewel. It's like, why such a place? Even Witch is confused as to why she would be there. But that's something we'll find out later. We'll get there when we get there. So they're like, what kind of planet is this? It's said that to be a mining planet where most of the metals are prevalent. So it's a jewel mining ore type of planet. It's a planet between the usually rich and the poor who work there. So it's got a hierarchy in a sense. It's gonna be kind of trash. I'm seeing it now. There's gonna be like some lower life and some upper echelon type of people. It's gonna be real cheeks. Not gonna be great, but it will provide some good storytelling and good plot building. I will leave it at that much. And we see Sister there, and she was like, also it's super far away, and my boy Mas Choi still trying to press that stomach button, and she's like, don't press it. I'm gonna make a theory video someday regarding what Mas Choi's press the button transformation will be. I know he's not gonna self-destruct. It's gonna be something godly. So they basically say, they're gonna set their sights on Sun Jewel, and that's where they need to head out to. So they're all gonna be reunited soon enough, and then they'll be fully able to go into outer space and start their journey and fully start looking for Mother. But there's gonna be some stuff along the way. We still haven't encountered Drac and Joe yet. We don't know how everything else is gonna play out. The chick from the spy chick, and then with our not Rebecca, but with our Erza clone, Elsie Crimson. We still haven't encountered none of that stuff, so there's plenty around the corner still left. And then we get back to Salome in her general area saying Shiki and the gang departed towards the planet Sun Jewel in order to find Valkyrie. The time reader Salome, who is she? Honestly, we don't know. So however long or however what awaits them, she stops us there. She's like, I'll return to my storytelling place. Everyone have a nice day. So that's basically where we end out on chapter 48, guys. There is so much to be explored in chapter 49, Captain Connor. Not sure who this is. This could potentially be a new villain, a new ally. No one knows, but I'm looking forward to bringing it to you when we get back into it. So guys, I will catch y'all later in the trap, in the bando talk, you know what I'm saying, for episode 49, because this was 47 and 48. Y'all be easy and have a good day, man. Peace.